Hello, Colleen here. I normally have a piece of, at the moment, Band-Aid, double thick Band-Aid, over the selfie camera on my phone. Just generally, if I'm sending an email or something, I don't want any unwanted person looking up my nostrils. Hopefully you can't see up my nostrils right now. That's a joke, son. Last couple days have been kind of rough around here in a very mundane way. Just want to say, certainly could be a lot worse. But yesterday I went and bought, 50, 60 gallons of bottled water refills. Maybe not that much, I don't know, 150 pesos, so it's probably not that much. And by the time I got them all inside, and not even very far from the front door, I was sort of exhausted. But before I went and bought the water, I went to the local grocery, the closest grocery, and I bought a little bit of salad, vegetables, as I always do, and a lot of meat. And I speak very little Spanish, and the guys working the butcher counter speak very little English. And I bought a kilo of beef liver, a kilo of what they call menudo, which is tripe, one whole chicken, which is all they had. I wanted to buy more than one because it was tiny, but they only had one. Roughly a kilo of bass fish. It's small, it's fillet of some small fish. So I think it's probably freshwater bass, which is weird because there's no freshwater around here. And I'm no fish expert. I know less than zero about fish. But anyway, I bought the fish. Let's see. Anyway, the butchers were cracking up because I'm I bought a kilo of hamburger, which was fabulous, and I'm gonna hoard that stuff and fill my freezer. It was around $4 a pound, and it's super lean, which I'm okay with. And it was really good. But anyway, so the butchers were cracking up because I'm the other thing I bought was 2 bones for the dogs. And my Espanol is not really good enough to tell the guys what I wanted, so they're holding one up, and I'm mas grande, por favor, they hold one up. I'm okay, mas grande, por favor, so whatever. And they were talking amongst themselves in Espanol, laughing at me. And then they're like, "You're American, right?" And I'm like, well, this is something like, whoa, Americano. And I'm like, yes, I am American. But anyway, I do have 2 dogs currently, pretty much living here, who I don't consider mine. Like, they're not my dogs. I didn't buy them, whatever. So, the first one who came and I started feeding him, I call Puppy, which is a very generic, you're not my dog term. And the second one, I'm calling Little Dog. He's not actually all that little, or he won't be, once he's in a normal amount of weight. But again, they're not my dogs. I didn't buy them, whatever. So, yesterday at the market, I spent less than $100 on mostly a bunch of meat and a little bit of vegetables for myself, mostly. The hamburger is not for them, it's for me. I bought the fish for my cats, and they don't like it. And I tasted it, and I was like, man, this stuff is great. It's like bass. It's tender. It's buttery. It tastes a lot like lobster. I'm not a big fan of fish, but I'll probably eat that stuff because my cats won't, or I'll feed it to the dogs. The dogs will eat anything. But anyway, that was yesterday. And then today, I started my morning at 5, and I was, cooking a whole chicken and this and that. I just had like 10 things going in the kitchen from all the stuff I bought at the market yesterday. Oh, the day before also, like, I bought all that water and hauled it in, and I was just exhausted at the end. But anyway, so this morning, I could get into trying to cook up all of this meat that I intend to cook, mostly for the animals. And it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. The construction project from next door cut off my running water. So I couldn't even wash my hands. Like, I'm not gonna, stick my hands in chicken and not be able to wash my hands. So I talked to the project manager on the construction site, and he's like, oh, 5 minutes. Okay, good. Well, it was, I don't know, like most of the day later. So I've been spending my day mostly fussing around with how to deal with all of this food I'm trying to cook for my animals, which the butcher thinks is crazy. And then, I'm dealing with the actual dogs. The first one who came, he's actually borderline overweight now. The newer dog, who I'll put a picture of him on the thumbnail of this video. I don't know how to edit that in, but I literally, like the day I took that picture, the thumbnail picture, I literally was not sure he would live until morning. He was so weak, and so thin, and he had lost so much hair, and his eyes were so dry. I mean, like, I've never seen anything like it. So I don't really want to, like, you know, go into a lot of that. It was nasty. But he's still recuperating, and mostly because of his condition, I buy dog kibble. When I ran out of dog kibble, I fed them cat kibble, which they seem to very much like. I read the bag, and it's like more protein, blah blah blah. Like, not terrible. So, mostly I'm trying to get the one I call Little Dog recuperated, and the earlier dog, the Australian cattle dog, he's food aggressive, which is an issue, but he's very good about going in a crate. So when I'm feeding anyone, he goes in the crate, I close the door, he's fine with that. I just can't let him out of the crate until Little Dog is done eating or whatever, you know. So I'm managing the issues there. And Little Dog still has a ways to go, but he actually looks, from a distance at least, kind of like a normal dog. I mean, he doesn't look anything like the starting point. And anyway, at around, I don't know, noon, 1, something like that, today, the water finally came back on, so pull everything out of the refrigerator, which I had put on halt when the water stopped. So, you know, I've been spending a good part of my day messing around with food, which is not done. Just because of this, like, big interruption. But anyway, so the one I call Little Dog, he's not actually all that little, but, you know, these animals who are not mine, like my gray cat, I call Munchkin, because she was very tiny when I found her starving. My white cat I call Dottie, because she has some spots, and she was tiny and starving when I found her. And my orange cat I call Ginger, because she was tiny and starving when I found her, and I'm just a sucker for, you know, starving animals. But so the dogs are Puppy and Little Dog. Not that those are terribly descriptive terms, but, like, you know, if they keel over dead, like, I don't have a name attached to them. If their so-called owner who starved them in the first place shows up tomorrow and, you know, takes them away, like, they're not my dogs. Well, they probably are, but it's sort of an unusual thing. Anyway, I'm pretty well, I'm probably 20 gallons away from can't put any more water in bottles. So I could solve that tomorrow. I might wait till Monday, but I could solve that tomorrow. And probably tomorrow I will finish playing around with all of this weird animal food. You know, I got a kilo, 2.2 pounds, give or take, of raw beef liver. The whole chicken is kind of finishing up on the stove right now. Oh, the tripe that's needs to thaw, and I'll feed that to the dogs raw. The cats won't eat that. The cats also won't eat the liver. I have the fish, bass. I really don't eat a lot of fish, and I honestly don't cook fish at all. But the bass is thawing in the refrigerator, and I will probably eat that as soon as it seems thawed enough to cook and eat. Because I tasted what I was cooking for the cats, and it's delicious, and the cats don't like it. And, if I decide it's too much for me or I don't like it, I'll give it to the dogs. They won't, I don't think they'll say no to anything. So yeah, it's been a busy day of a bunch of really mundane garbage, which, shouldn't have, actually busy 2 days, which shouldn't have been all that busy, except, dragging the water around hurt. No wonder, like, living in that upstairs apartment was killing me. But anyway, so there you go. I really do want to, like, show you the little dog soon. But for now, he's still missing a lot of his hair. He has very dry skin. He's itching all the time. He doesn't look happy all that often, but he's come a long way. And I think in another week or two, I could probably show you a, semi-happy ending. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. Talk to you later. Bye.